I'm preparing myself for the worst, but hoping for the best. We are preg checking 5 mares today. We only have 4 confirmed pregnant, and it is almost June. And we put an embryo in Willow yesterday, so that will be checked at a later date. We're still waiting on Sophie's embryo to come back, so we could potentially have 2 more that we're preg checking. But we're checking 5 today, starting with Annie. We're gonna hope for the best. One thing about Annie, so she was bred to my young stud, Denver. We did have to use frozen semen due to the fact that he's still showing. So Annie, the first time she had a baby was 2022. We tried 3 times that year to get her pregnant and didn't work while she was nursing. Sometimes I don't really know why, because she held her weight really well. Like there wasn't really any signs of why she wouldn't take with a baby nursing. But the next year after she had a year off, she took the first try and had this little booger. So we're kind of gonna see if that's like a trend with her or not. I mean, I do see a trend with my mare Indy that's like that. She's never gotten successfully pregnant and held a pregnancy while nursing. That's not super common, I would say, in my mares, but it's something just to think about. So let's see if Annie is pregnant.
Sing me a Langley song.
The "Excuse Me, You Look Like You Love Me"?
Oh, with Riley Green?
Yeah. When I tell you the entirety of that song that I know is, "Excuse me, you look like you love me." That's all I know. The bangs are, they're like straight across when they're done. But like if I took my hair off or my hat off right now, they are not going to do that. It's just, I got actually a couple of really exciting mares that were bred to him this year. And so.
Some big timers.
Yeah. And I was really excited about that. And so I haven't really, experienced anybody saying, hey, we had issues, we're going to go with somebody else. I haven't had anybody say that. What's up?
Well, we got cysts in there, so
we
got to figure out what's what. Oh, it's like a cyst.
So Andy does have a couple cysts, so we got to see what we think is cyst and what we think is baby.
Her tone is really good.
So if she does have trouble getting in foal,
well, looks like a pregnancy right there, but
we think maybe that's a baby.
Looks like a pregnancy.
That's a baby. That's a 16-day-old baby. Okay, let's say this doesn't stick. Just be devil's advocate.
Oh my gosh! Why would you just go there?
We haven't even
enjoyed the moment, and you're already being negative, Nelly.
No. I have a question for her specifically, since we had trouble getting her in foal the last time that she was nursing. Do you think cysts could be a problem with that? Like, do you think they could cause issues?
They can cause problems with implantation.
Okay, so if we
recognition of pregnancy.
So if we do have trouble this time, it would probably be smart to do what we did with Sophie.
It is right there.
Can we freeze it? You didn't even tell me yes, but.
Just back up a little bit.
All right, baby number 1. That's baby number 5 on the board. So we got to wait another couple weeks and then do a heartbeat check on this one. But that's my 2nd Denver baby of the year. Good job, Dr. Matthew.
I need to clean that screen off. It looks terrible.
Phoebe, she's already been pregnant once this year. And then when we went back for the heartbeat check, because you have to wait till after around day 27 to do that, it had absorbed. So some reasons that they could have absorbed, which pretty much any reason for absorption that's based on like the mare, we couldn't pinpoint, because if the mare is like underweight, Phoebe's clearly not underweight. If they don't have adequate food, she's got plenty of food. If they are maybe older, she's like 7. If they're stressed out, she's been fine. So what we can kind of pinpoint is it either just didn't have great implantation or there was something wrong with the embryo. So we are now trying again. So she's got a Kennedy. I think she's got the RL Bessasetin. And I only had one of those. So this would be, if she's pregnant, this would be a full sibling to Denver. If Sophie's embryo comes back clean, would you recommend putting it in a mare that's had babies before that is just like at a recip farm? Or do you think it's higher risk to bring it? Like, because the only mare I have available to put it, she's a maiden.
Right.
Do you think that's a higher risk, or would you?
If they have a known mare that's fertile, then I'd put it in that one. She's got it in there.
She does?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Well, hopefully it stays in there.
Yeah. Would you double?
She's definitely pregnant.
All right. Well, she's pregnant, but she's also been pregnant before. So we're hoping that she can sustain this one. What would you say is something? Could we do extra Regimate?
You can double her up. How much is she on?
She's on a regular 10 dose.
Yeah. Just bump it up to 15.
Once a day is fine?
Yeah. Are you giving it to her on her grain or squirting it in her mouth?
In her mouth.
And she's not spitting any of it out?
No.
You can bump her up to 15. She's definitely bred.
Okay.
She's actually starting to create a little vesicle right there.
So she should be about 19 days along. That's a little bit bigger than what you saw in Annie, because Annie was about 16 days along.
Yeah, you can actually see the little vesicle at the bottom kind of starting to form.
So what is that?
That's that's the fetus.
Oh.
Oh, cool. But I mean, it's just essentially a blob.
Right.
And in the middle of the blob, you'll have a heartbeat in about 8 days. You start to lose that round shape to an irregular circular shape.
2 for 2.
He's having the nervous poops. He just a mama's boy. He just loves her so much. So Maggie, it's interesting because I bought Maggie pregnant, so she had an embryo in her when I bought her. We have not been successful. Last year, we had a hard time even getting her to cycle, but it was also what we deemed due to the fact that Molly had just like dragged her down. So her body condition was low. So we were like, okay, give her a year off, get her plump. She looks great. She looks fantastic. She's been clean. We've been good on timing. This is the third embryo we're trying. So this is the last one of the year. If she doesn't take next year, I would consider trying to do like a fresh embryo that wasn't frozen and seeing if that takes with her. You know, I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. Your best friend's coming back and you're gonna get to stay with her because you're both pregnant. I was kind of worried about that because Charlotte loves Maggie and I was like, Maggie's not pregnant. You're not gonna get to be with her for very long. But I'm so excited. You don't even understand. Now they shall need to hold them. 2 more. Okay, with 3 out of 5, good odds. I'm not, I gotta look at it that way. So we are at 7 babies confirmed for the year. We gotta wait on heartbeat checks, of course. Like I said, we have a couple more we might have to check. Maggie, this will be her first baby since last year. She had Molly. She's carrying a full sibling to Kirby, so Kennedy and Machine Made. Now we're gonna check Ginger. Ginger was bred to Making Me Willie Wild. We did have to do a couple tries on this, not really sure why. And then we are gonna check Happy, which Happy was bred to First Things First, my young stallion as well. It's kind of at that point of the year. Like if she didn't take, she didn't take, and we're going to have her ready for early next year. And that's the kind of thing with Ethel today. If everyone kind of took today and we had all these babies on the roster, we were gonna just stop checking Ethel because we were gonna be hopefully putting an early embryo into Ethel. And so we'll just see what that looks like. But right now, let's check Ginger. She's sleepy.
See if you can walk around, just push her this way so she's not jamming my elbow on the wall.
Come on, Ginger.
There you go. That's
Can we
good.
do a little more?
Sure. Okay.
Timing was really good on this one too. No, it wasn't. Remember, she ovulated a day later.
Huh?
This one wasn't good timing.
Oh, this was the yeah, but still the semen was only same day.
Yeah.
So it should live 24
So
hours.
it should have been like as if we did overnight.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. It was just living in her and not in the refrigerator or the box.
Baby.
How many days is she?
So you said she was around the same as Annie.
Oh, she's got fluid. It looks like.
That's not good.
See all that fluid in there?
Could it have been like a reaction to that semen specifically?
Or she just had a low-grade infection that didn't pick up on the culture, and it's definitely not pregnant.
So she retained some fluid. we've never bred her to Making Me Willy Wild before. She's only ever been bred to one stallion. That was Cool Breeze. And she had 2 successful first-time pregnancies with him. So we don't know if it's, you know, sometimes mares have weird reactions to different extenders. Sometimes mares have different reactions to like just the timing of the year. Maybe she had like a low-grade infection that didn't pick up on the culture or whatever. But she's retaining fluid and is not pregnant. And so what we're going to do is get her clean, leave her open for the year, and then next year early, because she will have had that entire year to be open, we will clean her up early season and make sure we flush her and have a really clean uterus and then go again. So we have an Erline embryo that is VS code red. So it's a full sibling to Noelle this year. So if she does come back into heat and we are able to track ovulation, then we will put in the Erline embryo.
Well, that's her left ovary. Totally unremarkable. And her right ovary. Totally unremarkable.
Yeah, so she's just not got a whole lot going on. And so we're just going to kind of let her be open. So right now, it might be, the freeloaders will be.
Who we got? Happy and?
Just Happy left.
Just Happy?
Yeah.
How many preg checks have we done? 3?
4. We've gotten 3 pregnant and 1 not.
Who did we check?
Maggie, Annie, Phoebe, Ginger.
Oh. Phoebe, how could I forget?
Ethel, we're just leaving open. So next year, freeloaders, as of right now, will be Ginger, Ethel, possibly Opal, if we don't put the Sophie embryo into her. If Willow doesn't take, Willow. Okay, we're just interjecting. This is like a week later, but we had 1 straggler, Willow, who needed to be preg checked. So we have 8 confirmed as of right now. Let's see if she's number 9. She is carrying for Trudy, aka Cattails Are Blazing, and Good, Better, Best, which is a full sibling to my best performing foal, RS Hank Why Do You Drank, and my yearling Daphne. Baby, 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 baby.
I'm not seeing one on first pass.
Not seeing one yet, Miss Willow. So would that only be 13 days? If we did, or 14, it'd be 14 days?
It'd be about 12.
Oh.
It's only about 6 days when they send it.
Well, that's...
I would see it, though. I should see it. It should be growing.
So today would have been like day 12, 13 of that baby forming, which is early. You can see them a lot of the time, but it's not unheard of that if you look that early, they could be so small that they kind of hide from you. So we are going to recheck her next week when he comes out to heartbeat check a couple of mares. And, you know, I've had the question asked, if you have a recent mare that can't get pregnant, if you have a mare that's done being bred, what do you do? So in this circumstance, because Willow, like every horse is different, in this circumstance, Willow is young. She's only 10. Sound. She did come to us underweight, but now she looks fantastic. She is a broke horse, so she's actually been started on the barrel pattern. I think she could have some, you know, talent to maybe be a hunter and like go over some jumps. I would definitely, if she's not going to work out here, look into finding her a riding home, just because, you know, if she can't be, I'm not going to be riding one that I'm not going to show, or, you know, I don't do the barrels, but if I could find her an amazing riding home with her being sound, young, all those things, I see no problem with that. So we will attempt a fresh embryo transfer next year, just because we've only done frozen this year. So maybe for some reason there's something she doesn't like and her body doesn't like about those frozen embryos. The timing was great on all of it. So we can only try something different, and if it doesn't work, go from there. But only 8 this year. Trudy's not really a freeloader, but she'll probably go out with them if she'll be nice enough, because she doesn't carry her own babies anymore. And then Sophie, because Sophie's not carrying. So, and Kennedy, we got a lot of freeloaders next year, but some of those aren't freeloaders. They just don't carry their own babies anymore.
We need like, put that in.
We'll just put a pin in it till Christmas.
Oh, not a good place.
What was that? What was that? What is that? Can we freeze it?
Well, I think the story of today is more is always better with
Frozen semen.
Denver. The more, the better.
Baby number 8. We gotta high five.
That's the kind of celebration we needed, right?
4 out of 5 ain't bad today. That's some news I needed. Okay, well, 4 out of 5 ain't bad. We are up to 8 babies total for next year. Still have possibly 2 to check on, so stay tuned. Let me know if you have any more questions. We're putting a Caslix in Maggie right now. A Caslix is where he will sew up the vulva area a little bit so that fecal matter and dirty things can't get in there and cause an infection. Since we are at that end of season and since she has not taken, this is the 3rd embryo we put in her, we're trying to just like cover all of our bases. But again, let me know if you have any questions and stay tuned because breeding season is coming to a close. We are almost done and today was a little bit of a saving grace. So